And this next match we had, oh dear Lord, speaking about CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston. This program started 2 weeks ago, and they only needed, a couple of TV time to make this one of the most awaited match on this pay-per-view card. In a way, it kind of almost overshadowed the whole bit with Omega and Page, what they were doing. But this match, I am disappointed. You know why I'm disappointed?
Mhm. Why?
Because this match went 11 minutes. Just 11
Mm-hmm.
minutes. But then I realized, oh, this is not actually a match. It's a mixture of a wrestling match and a fight. And I mean a actual fight. But I think it was worth it. The 11 minutes was worth it. The intro package, the entrances, the match itself. This was great.
I guess it is for me. It is just my opinion. This was the match of the night on me. This, you know, Punk versus Kingston. You know, just like you said, 2 weeks they had the parking lot, bit in the go home show of Dynamite. They had, it started off with the backstage confrontation, and they had the in-ring segment, both the guys, and in the shortest period of time they build their match up to be must see. When I was, you know about to start watching the show, I wanted to see this match first. I was so compelled to watch this match. For me, this was must see. Not even because that I am a big CM Punk fan, but the fact is that how they built this match up was right on the money. Amazing stuff. Sometimes professional wrestling is just that easy. Two guys legit over with the crowd, gifted on the stick, going at it. It was legit, it was real. Whatever they said in their in-ring segment, whatever has happened in the past in Ring of Honor, their history, you know the politics that happened, Punk being a Indian politician, we haven't heard the stories. uh, he was that, a Booker's favorite. He was that, in a way. And him commenting on the physique of Eddie Kingston, just like Brian did, and everything that happened, and Kingston being that real guy, getting emotional, getting the emotions out of the crowd, you know and everything in this was fucking amazing. And Punk not stopping on the ramp, it was logical. It is logic, it is wrestling logic. It is logical, because when you are pissed off, you do not do your it's clobbering time shit. You do not do that. Many wrestlers, what they do during the entrance, there is a grudge match, but they are doing their shit on in the entrance, and then they are uh, interacting with the crowd, and then they are entering the ring, and they are you know standing in their corner. It doesn't make sense. You were pissed off in the go home show. It was a grudge match. This is logic. Punk knows logic. Punk knows professional wrestling logic. He has been with the greatest wrestling minds We have Paul Heyman, Jim Cornette, and many others. Vince McMahon, whoever he has talked to, he has been there. He knows this shit and he implements that every week on AW television. And yes, I have heard that on Jim Cornette's podcast as well, that how he does it. And it is pretty evident. And it looks organic, it looks legit, and it draws the fans in as well, which is very, you can say, uh, not seen so much in the crowd and in today's wrestling, and it is the need of the hour. It is the need of the hour in professional wrestling, that we feel that it is real, we feel that it is a fight, it is a fight between two competitors who just want to kill one another. It feels that way, and this felt like that, and it was fucking amazing. It was great. And that he Punk gave the homage to the Money in the Bank 2011 shit, the John Cena spot he did.
And
That
that
he Yes,
when
please.
he started doing that, I started losing my mind.
Same here.
And and I
No,
seen this in the build up on Twitter and stuff. The symbolism was there. It made sense why he did that, because back then he was the underdog. John Cena was this superstar. Right now, he is in the same situation that John Cena was, and now Eddie Kingston is taken the CM Punk role, the underdog role. I think that was the symbolism. That's the message he wanted to send with that John Cena spot.
yes, absolutely. And this fight, this match had everything: the emotions, the crowd, the story, the action, crowd being 50-50 at one point. And it was real old school shit, uh, amazing, amazing. And we can say, I guess this was probably CM Punk's best AW match. For In my opinion, it was. And you know I guess uh, the end of the bout, people can take it to many different avenues, that how they interpret the end of the bout. If they want to paint Punk as a full blown heel, then they can do in such a way that Punk called him a bum and commented on his physique in the build up to the match. So maybe that was the thing that went to the detriment of Eddie Kingston, that he wasn't in good shape, and the exhaustion came into play in the ending moments of the match. That uh, Eddie Kingston was exhausted, and his body just gave out at the end. And Punk was able to capitalize, hit the GTS, and get the victory. That is one explanation. That is what I deciphered. But at the end, he gave his hand, he gave the respect, but Kingston had none of it. He went away. But if we take the overall match, and we take that what was the intention, it was that Punk finding his groove and Eddie Kingston getting over with the crowd. on an even bigger level, I would say mission accomplished, in my opinion.
because Eddie Kingston now after this Punk feud is a made man.
Yes,
You could call
agreed.
him a top guy right now in AEW.
Hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. And the how they started the match, the spinning back fist at the start, it took you in the match. You can, like, holy shit, what the fuck is happening?
Y- You
And
you need to actually go back later. The spinning it actually didn't start from the face off. It actually started like you pointed out from the entrance. Like I watched the package and I see Eddie Kingston walking out.
hmm,
Like I actually got concerned when I saw Eddie Kingston's eyes. He's actually taped up for a fight. Then I saw CM Punk. Everyone is happy every time he walks out. Cult of personality plays. We sing along. But this guy is not doing it's clobbering time. He should have done that because this is a wrestling match. He should do that for his wrestling match, but he didn't do that. And then I see his tights. Yeah, that is a pretty interesting tights. I was wondering. Then he's actually not smiling. He just takes his shirt off, gets into the ring. By the way, CM Punk was wearing some interesting MMA shorts for this match. I think I think I would be wrong. I think was he trying to do a tribute for Eddie Guerrero with the colors on those
possibly,
shorts.
poss- uh, I don't, possibly, I don't.
We could be wrong.
I
We
guess it
both could be wrong in that situation.
it I guess it had the Chicago flag on it. If I guess. Uh,
But
it could be to only generate heat because you are in another state and you are wearing the Chicago colors.
on that
Classic
note,
heel 101.
the fact I didn't expect it. The fact that this crowd turned on CM Punk took me aback.
Hmm.
I'm like, wow, is that the power of
Hmm.
Eddie Kingston?
You know, all the things that you know went into this, moving, the moving parts, everything, the article, and everything that went into the build up to this match. It was meant to be that way. And 2 weeks ago, we talked about this. We talked about an example of Hogan versus The Rock in Toronto WrestleMania, and the same example Tony Khan used in his post show media scrum. The same example he used after Full Gear. And we thought that it could very well be that situation. And, it wasn't as impactful, but somewhere.
And CM Punk getting busted open here after all these years was a sight to behold. And the color spot actually worked here than any other match on this card.
Hmm.
And the crowd, your just I will get your thoughts on the blood and all. This is the loudest I heard for the crowd involvement in AEW. I think this is the loudest I ever heard. There are some matches here and there, but the this place was loud.
Hmm. I could agree. I will agree. On this night, for this match, the loudest. And it was, As I just said, the emotions, the crowd, the story, and the action, everything was there. Everything was there, you know, to, you know, give you a masterpiece, or give you a great dish. Brilliant stuff. It had
And
everything.
you talked about the finish and all. I think there was not even one proper near fall. The last pin was
Cannot
the
remember.
only pinfall, I guess.
Poss- uh, uh, I I cannot remember at this point. Possibly, you might be right.
But at the end, one GTS, Punk got the win. Went for the handshake. Kingston walked out, and the crowd loved that as well. Still, sticking to his roots and beliefs. Great stuff by Kingston as well. I predict that both men are getting involved in the world title picture in the coming 6 months.
Hmm. Absolutely, and they should, based on what the crowd reaction is, and based on how the you could say the action and the emotions. If AW doesn't capitalize on both the guys, they would be fools and big ones.
But yeah, man, and I predict that Eddie Kingston actually becomes world champion.
Uh, I have, we had this discussion in the past as well when Kenny Omega was the champion, and there was this point when, when there was this, thing that probably Kingston could be one of the potential challengers. The same thing which Punk and Danielson used in their respective matches. The look. Simple. The look is the biggest detriment to Eddie Kingston being the champion. He will either have to work on the look, but right now it is working to his advantage. So right now he has to get over huge with the crowd, so that there is no you know you can say point, and there is no alternative else to put the title on him. So that would be the end goal. Just like what happened with Bryan Danielson in WWE.
Very
He
underdog
needs to
story, if
get
you will.
over a little more, and he is progressing on that level, and AW should invest in him, and he needs to get on that level. And as you just said, pretty sure he can become world champion, but he has to break that glass ceiling. So get to the fans over immense. He has to get over with them immensely, that there is no alternative unless AW has to put the strap on him. And then he is the champion.
I
He
think
is
he'll get
great.
there
He
one
is
day.
gifted on the mic.
I think he'll get there one day.
Yes,
We'll have to wait and see.
I would agree.